What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel. It's been if you follow me on Twitter, it's been a pretty up and down, ridiculous day. First off, we're gonna open up by saying today is my birthday. Thanks to everyone that has been reaching out on social media. If you want to help me out, if we could get 3,000 likes on this rebuild, that'd be a great way of showing your gratitude. I don't know, was it gratitude? It's a good way of helping me celebrate my video, because 3,000 likes will definitely push this video up the old recommendation feed. And it's a big one, man. I tried recording an Eagles rebuild last night, tried getting the Clowney trade in if it happened to my Eagles, but actually the inverse happened. He went to not the Eagles, he went to another bird team, the Seattle Seahawks. Rumor is of right now that the Seahawks sent a third-round pick, Barkevious Mingo and Jacob Martin, to the Houston Texans for Jadeveon Clowney, which is absolute insanity. The worst, they have to be the worst ran team. They have to be the worst ran team in professional sports. When you look at Clowney, I mean, the good news from a neutral standpoint, I don't hate the Seahawks, even though they do tend to smoke the Eagles. But the good news for Clowney is that he gets to go in a 4-3, and the football fan in me I want to see him. I want to see him rock and roll in that 4-3. So come on. Well, anyways, we're gonna have him go defensive end. But we're gonna do the rebuild of the Seahawks instead. If that was my birthday, doing the rebuild of the Eagles would have been fun. But this is more topical, and I more so just wanted to mess around with Jadeveon Clowney. Plus, basically what happened is I have NVIDIA graphics card. I use GeForce. If anyone out there knows what I'm going to talk about, I just want to put this little 30-second tidbit in. You can help me out. I use GeForce to capture all my gameplays, and I had to update the brand new driver update for NVIDIA, and the GeForce experience or whatever just crashes. It won't install. It won't upgrade. My brother's actually having the exact same issue. So I was like halfway through recording my Eagles rebuild, which was a failure, by the way. Didn't win a Super Bowl. They are cursed in Madden. I already know a game plan how I'm going to do it whenever I do decide to rebuild them. So no love lost there. I said some things. I was under the influence, you know, as I do, on your pre-birthday celebrations. It wasn't a great look, so I figured, why not? We'll just start brand new. I'm using beautiful OBS to record this, so if it sounds or looks a little bit different, this is just temporarily, or maybe I'll make the full move over to OBS anyways. But we're going to be doing the rebuild of the Seattle Seahawks with now Jadeveon and Clowney on the roster. Look at the rest of the roster for the Seattle Seahawks. We have Russell Wilson at QB. Hopefully he doesn't regress too bad. I know Paxton Lynch just got released. These rosters haven't been updated yet for post preseason cuts just yet. But anyways, Russell Wilson, superstar X Factor quarterbacks for the most part don't regress too bad. So for 5 years, we should have a good 4 years at least for Russell Wilson, which is good. I'm actually low-key kind of becoming a Russell Wilson homer. If you pay attention to anything I say on Twitter, I'm always like, he's the most valuable player to the team in the NFL. Maybe I'm a fan of him. I don't know. He seems kind of cringy out the field, but man, he is unreal on it. The running backs, we got Chris Carson, who's a beast, 24, 87. You pair that, does he have a good dev trait? He's a star. You pair that with Rashad Penny, who also has a star dev trait. That's a really good two-headed running attack, and maybe one of these guys sooner or later can be used as trade bait. I love the pick of Travis Homer out of Miami. Thought he's one of the more underrated running backs in the last draft class. And there's a bunch of guys here that are going to have to try and see who rises to the top to avoid getting cut. Tyler Lockett is the new star wide receiver here for Seattle, but you can't ignore this monster, DK Metcalf out of Ole Miss, 76 with a hidden dev trait. If you watched any of my videos going up to the draft, you know I am a DK Metcalf homer, and I cannot wait to dominate with them in this rebuild. Ursa from Hawaii, Gary Jennings from West Virginia are two nice rookie wide receivers as well. At the tight end position, one of the weaknesses of this team, you do have Will Dissly. I have seen him develop before. We already have an upgrade for him. I have seen him develop in rebuilds, just when I'm just kind of outside looking in. He has a star dev, so we actually should be able to grow and develop that enough so that we, maybe we have our tight end on the roster. The offensive line here for the Seattle Seahawks has always been a weakness. You have Dwayne Brown, who's a Band-Aid. Outside of that, nothing there at left guard. At center, you have Justin Britt, who's fine. He's nothing great. DJ Fluker was really good run blocker last year, but again, 28, that's not a great age. And then at right tackle, you have Jermaine. We straight up have to rebuild this entire offensive line, which is never fun. It's not sexy, but given the fact that we just landed Jadeveon Clowney, we have DK Metcalf, we might have Dissly that we can develop as a tight end. That's just a lot less that we need to spend our high-end draft picks on things that aren't offensive linemen. Left defensive end, we have Cassius. Let's be honest, we're gonna probably, for right now, we are. What's Collier? Did he just get a normal dev? Oh, we're probably. I'm gonna get a little creative here. We're gonna take Collier, who's a very big reach. We'll put him at left end. We'll give him an opportunity to start. And then we're gonna have Jadeveon Clowney at the other defensive end. And then what? We have Jaron Reed, who had like 10.5 sacks as a D tackle last year. Maybe we'll take Ziggy Ansah. 275. I think he could be an interesting NASCAR package D tackle, very similar to how like Philly and pretty much any team that's had Michael Bennett uses Michael Bennett. So we throw in Ziggy Ansah there. You got Poona Ford. We might actually be able to develop him just a little bit. We've tried to a little in our Raiders franchise mode. But yeah, so Jaron Reed, Jadeveon Clowney, and Collier is going to be our defensive line. Linebacking core, we have Cody Barton, real great athlete. We might actually have something there. I feel like we could develop him a little bit. Middle linebacker, Bobby Wagner, one of the best linebackers in football. I like Ben Burke-Kirven from Washington. I think we can be able to develop him a little bit. You got KJ Wright, who's more of the veteran. Kendricks is still there. But ultimately, we're probably going to rock and roll with Shaquem Griffin. I will say, I am surprised Shaquem Griffin did not get a bump up in the dev trait. But I'm probably going to give him the start. And just the Eagles bias in me. I don't like the way Michael Kendricks left with the Eagles, so I'm just going to go ahead and get you off my team right away. The secondary, we have Shaquille Griffin and Trey Flowers, both 24, both almost 80 overall, so those should be our long-term pair at cornerback. Free safety, McDougal. We got Tedrick Thompson from Colorado. I'm not going to go on. In terms of talent, Amadi might actually be the most talented free safety out of the group of 4 here, but in terms of growing and developing one, I mean, McDougal's not bad. He was underrated for the Bucks, but and he has that start. I mean, maybe we can rock and roll with these guys. We don't lose a dev trait. Strong safety is Marquise Blair. I think he was a 2nd or 3rd round pick out of Utah. He's a 67. If we make Amadi a strong safety, what does he go to? Both him and Blair are fairly solid, and Amadi played a little bit of that, like the hybrid linebacker. They're both the same. I don't know who we're gonna go with to start. I mean, we get better coverage stats. But Marquise Blair, way bigger hitter for sure. 87 hit power. It's a good problem to have. This is a secondary that I think we can develop, and of course we have maybe the best young punter in the National Football League. But this rebuild is all about Jadeveon Clowney, the new member of the Seattle Seahawks. Let's get into year number 1. So at the midway point of year 1, we're at a fairly good spot. 5-3, top of the NFC West. And we're looking good. We have only one player so far that has got a scenario to try and bump up their dev trait. I don't even think there's any for the offensive lineman to get that, because it would be nice to get someone like Phil Haynes out of Wake Forest, the rookie, who we're given a start. But we did get a dev trait for Shaquem Griffin. He's up to a star 75. I think we got like 2,500 or 5,000 XP, somewhere in that territory, which was good. And if we can continue to get some, even if we get a Blair, a Thompson, a Barton, we got Ford going here, Trey. I mean, just one of them would be, even Combo Clowney getting maybe a defensive end of the year and being able to snipe a superstar X Factor. But look at that contracts here. For whatever reason, they don't have Bobby Wagner's new deal. Didn't he just get one to make him like the highest paid linebacker? But we'll make sure we get that locked up. Jadeveon Clowney, this is why he was able to get moved, because Houston, Texas didn't want to pay him, and clearly the Seattle Seahawks did. So we got Clowney, Bobby Wagner locked up. Jaron Reed, absolutely want to get him locked up, one of the most underrated D tackles in the National Football League. Beyond that, I mean, looking at the stable of dudes we have, David Moore's actually not too bad, but he's also not that. We'll see. If he'll take this deal, I'm not going to pay him a cent more, but if he takes that, we'll keep him. Oh, there we go. All right. That's a nice little death move. I'm not really in the business of extending Ziggy Ansah, but that is a lot of defensive talent we got locked up for the foreseeable future for the Seattle Seahawks. And at the end of year number 1, we'll take that. 9-7. It's ugly, but it's good enough to get a NFC West title. It's good enough to sneak into the playoffs. Seattle's one of those teams, always comes on hot near the end of the season. I definitely would take a 9-7 Seahawks team over a 10-6 Panther team. If you asked me to put money, looking at our stats for the year, Russell Wilson was fine. 3,300 yards, 29 touchdowns, 8 picks. We got 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns for Chris Carson. Almost 404 from Wilson. 330 and 6 from Rashad Penny. So a pretty good rushing attack. averaging, what's that, probably like 120 yards a game. That's real good. Probably top 10. Tyler Lockett led the team, 69 catches, 837 and 5. DJ Moore, 655 and 6. Disley, 530 and 8. Metcalf, 520 and 2. I mean, we just weren't airing the ball a whole lot, but I might have wanted to see a little bit better year from DK Metcalf. On the defensive side of the ball, Bobby Wagner, phenomenal. 119 tackles, 8 TFLs, 2 sacks, 3 picks, 13 and a half sacks, 13 TFLs from Jadeveon Clowney, 5 sacks, Nazir Jones, 4 from Shaquem Griffin, 3 picks, Bobby Wags, Cedric Thompson, Amadi had 2, and Nazir Jones. Yeah, that's actually really good for a D tackle, huh? A little bit of a renaissance man. MVP went to Tom Brady. He had no one there. And the NFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Cam Newton. Russell Wilson at 7. Defensive Player of the Year went to Jalen Smith. Bobby Wagner coming in at number 3. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Kyler Murray. Ooh, Scott Miller. Cool. DK Metcalf coming in at 5. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Devin White. Chugo Amadi coming in at 3 for the Seahawks. And Marquise Blair at 9. I don't think we had any of these award winners. So that's no dev traits, no specialty for anyone on Seattle. But we made the playoffs and we got a div title. I'm not going to be overly negative. So let's go and bring the heat to the Carolina Panthers. All right, let's do this. I firmly believe in the sim that Russell Wilson will get the job done. Even though he's easily been, if I had to say, the super sim, the worst super sim quarterback the last 2 years. Every time I play the Seahawks in the playoff, Russell Wilson is throwing like 2 picks minimum. So hopefully that doesn't continue here as we're playing sloppy offense, 2 field goals, but our defense is playing very strong. That's what happens when you make a big move to bring in a guy like Jadeveon Clowney. You expect your team to go off, and our defense is hanging in there, but our offense just falling completely on their face. Let's get a deep ball to DK Metcalf. Maybe something like that is what we're looking for. We're going to the red zone. We get a touchdown. We miss a 2-point conversion, so we have a 2-point lead. 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Carolina gets the go-ahead touchdown. We're marching. 4th down. Let's come in on 4th down. I am going to absolutely come in on 4th down. I'm going to throw it up to DK Metcalf. He's the only guy I'm even going to look at where he's the wide. Ooh, it's actually not that bad. We might actually have to look at Tyler Lockett here. But I want to feed this into DK Metcalf. Yeah, let's go. Go DK. Let's go DK. Let's go DK Metcalf. Go ahead touchdown with 1 minute and 50 some seconds to go. I'm not super optimistic about what we're going to do in terms of stopping them, but I hope we can. Hopefully we can get the job done here. Let's just go play the moments. So we have a 3-point lead. Come on. Oh, we got the stop. Let's go. Okay, a lot of stuff, a lot of nonsense went on, a lot of extracurriculars, but we still got the victory. 230 yards, a touchdown. We got almost 80 yards. Chris Carson. No real standout performances. Our kicker was probably our best player, but hey, we're moving on to the next round. Next up, it's the Saints in the divisional round. They are probably more poised for a Super Bowl run than the Seattle Seahawks, but we'll go, man. We opened up here with a touchdown. We know what happens last time the Saints went in the playoffs. Their fan base still will not get over it. And then we're holding them to field goal attempts. Our defense came to play today. Boy, our offense will not be denied straight touchdowns. Let's go 21-6. We're controlling it. We are controlling it, and barring an utter collapse in the fourth quarter, we should find ourselves in the NFC Championship game and become immediately the team no one wants to play. 38 bomb, 45 points. Dropped on the New Orleans Saints. I can't believe that's ridiculous. 3 touchdowns here from Russell Wilson. Who went off? Was it the run game? Russell Wilson did okay. Chris Carson. Oh, we're shot. There we go. 3 touchdowns from our running backs. DK Metcalf had himself a touch. Chris Carson, outstanding game as we're heading to take on the 8-7 Green Bay Packers in the NFC Championship game. All right, and in the battle of teams who probably shouldn't be a game away from the Super Bowl, the 8-7-1 Green Bay Packers, 9-7 Seahawks. Truly, we're going to find what average team is going to go on the run. I would love to go on. If we make the Super Bowl, I'm playing the Super Bowl. I will play the Super Bowl year 1 if we can get there. That's my promise to you guys right now. We'll win a Super Bowl year 1 so that we can kick our feet up. It's my birthday, and we can just straight up coast. Hopefully, we get those 3,000 likes, too. Just remind that up. We get those likes. It's probably going to will us to win the Super Bowl this year. I mean, the Seahawks aren't a super rebuildy team. I mean, you have Russell Wilson, an outstanding quarterback. Your defense is still pretty promising, but they're not like a cupcake rebuild. It's not like I'm doing like the Rams or Seahawks or Rams or Saints story right away. So it's looking like we're gonna get the look at this, man. Another 40 bomb put up from Seattle. Russell Wilson is on fire. 4 touchdowns on the day. What do we got for who went off? Who actually caught? Who's on the receiving end of this ass whooping? He's just sharing the love. Lockett, Moore, Metcalf, Carson, all with receiving touchdowns as we're going to the Super Bowl to take on the Buffalo Bills. Huh? Maybe releasing Shady McCoy is all Buffalo needed to do to go on a legit Super Bowl run. First play from the line of scrimmage, 49 yards. Chris Carson channeling his inner Marshawn Lynch. I'm sure they probably would have had a pep talk. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Tyler Lockett slants cheese. He's too quick. He's too quick for them DBs on Buffalo. This guy, I think we're getting another 40 bomb, and we're gonna roll them. We're gonna smoke them. 2nd and 5. We go DK Metcalf slants in the red zone. Here's the formula to success right now. Chris Carson might be the best running back I've used in Madden 20, taking the award away, the title away from Naheem Hines, and then you show slants in the red zone, and either DK Metcalf or Tyler Lockett with their just freak athletic ability is got to get open. All right, we got 3rd and 7 from the 12. They just reminded me on the last play. They still have Ed Oliver on that defense. He is very good. But we got Will Dissly, star dev, getting away from Micah Hyde. As we're starting to pull ahead. We are starting to, this is going to get ugly. We're dropping a 40 bomb. Oh, Russell Wilson's X Factor makes him Bo Jackson. Like, where was that? Remember? If anyone, the OGs. Remember when we did the Cardinals rebuild? Straight up, Kyler Murray was not this good, was not this fast, even though he has like plus 10 speed on Russell Wilson. Oh, okay. Jordan Poyer saw his girl twerking in the stands there, lost his eye off the ball, and DK Metcalf gets his 2nd touchdown of the game. Russell Wilson has 4 passing touchdowns, and I think we might have just broke 100 passing yards. It's just been lethal. The effectiveness, the efficiency has been lethal. Yep. Chris Carson for sure. So far, early in Madden, it's very early. He's the best running back I've played with. Unbelievable speed and power. And there you go, year 1. I mean, hey, maybe this is why the Seahawks, they're not. It's not even one of those. They're playing chess. Women's playing checkers. They made a fleece of a trade to get Jadeveon Clowney away from the Houston Texans. A 3rd round pick, Barkevious Mingo, and Jacob Martin. At least that's as of me recording this. I recorded this fairly impromptu because I had no idea what video I was going to make. It's my birthday. I have the period of my kidnapping before, obviously, I don't want to be locked away in my office on my own birthday. And we won a Super Bowl. So, I mean, it's a blessing in disguise. I was unbelievably, I was literally getting ready. I got like probably, I don't know, not the weird flag. I probably got like a $4,000 computer setup last night. And last night I was getting ready just to throw it all in the trash. Like Homer Simpson. You guys remember The Simpsons where Homer gets a computer and he tries to tell it to kill Flanders, and when it doesn't kill Flanders, he wakes up the next morning and it's just out the curb. I was getting ready to do that with my computer because couldn't record gameplay, and it corrupted my Eagles rebuild that I was working my ass off on the day before my birthday, so I wouldn't have to work at all on my birthday. But now I'm here working on my birthday, and at least there's a blessing in disguise. The Seahawks, we win it year 1. It's a successful rebuild already in the bank, and we got 4 more seasons to go. So I can't get triggered, and it's feeling good. I found that low key, I found that maybe just, looking into myself, I'm a little bit of a homer of a Seahawks fan. I like the Seahawks. As much as, for whatever reason, I hate their guts because they always beat Philly. Outside, they're not playing the Eagles. If they have no effect on the Eagles' Super Bowl run, I like the Seahawks, man. It's weird. It feels weird. I've never really said that before. But there you go. There's our first Super Bowl title. It would be nice to see Clowney up there, but hopefully we got 4 more to go. So our first free agency period, we're actually going to try to spend a little bit of money. We're getting some depth corners here. We only have 3 on the roster. So Crayvon LeBlanc, really good slot corner from the Eagles. Darryl Worley, I don't know why his rating's so good. Last time he did anything noteworthy, it was a DUI after he just got traded to the Eagles. But the big get will be Jack Conklin on the offensive line. We're coming in with a huge bid. If we don't get him, it's going to be probably at least signs that it's gonna be tough to bring free agents in, because that is a massive bid, more than the second spot team. But we desperately need him. We have an okay amount of salary cap, and we have to get better on the O-line. Even though it's tough to beat greatness, which is what we did in year one of the rebuild. I have no idea. I always miss out on the big free agents. Don't even start getting me talking about Keanu Neal going. I don't know what it is, but Keanu Neal to the Raiders. Now it's Jack Conklin. I do not know why I miss on so many free agents. Taking a look at the champs. First draft, the defending champs. We went heavy on the O-line. First round, we got a Lyric Jackson, tackle from Iowa. 71 overall, normal dev. We're just gonna have pretty much an open competition on the offensive line. No real guarantees. Left guard, you can pretty much play any guard. Shane Lemieux from Oregon, versatile playmaker. A lot of people think out of the lots of talented Oregon players outside of Penei Sewell, Shane Lemieux might be the best. You still got Throckmorton, Jake Hansen, the center, one of the best offensive lines in college, and he might be the best. So he's gonna come in. He's a 71. Then with our second round pick again. I mean, the Seahawks coming out further ahead. They gave up a third to get Clowney. They still have 2 second-round picks. We got Cole Van Lanen, tackle from Wisconsin, 68 with a hidden dev trait. So that is huge for his development. 4th round, we got Nate Landman, linebacker from Colorado. He can play pretty much everywhere. 5th round, a little bit of cheese because we know from the draft class I didn't modify him that he's good because we've used him in the Raiders. John Runyon, 63, hidden dev trait. 7th round, we got Jack Driscoll, a tackle from Auburn. And then finishing up in the 7th round, we got Benning Potato, defensive end from Washington. Still 60, so no one below a 50. Real good top-notch draft here from the Seattle Seahawks. So as we go to defend our title in year 2, here's how our team is going to shape up. I'm going young. We're going to go very young on the offensive line. It's a decision that could be met with some debate, but I feel like it's going to be the most beneficial. We're going with everyone on the youth front. Our O-line is not great, but our O-line was not great last season, and we were dominant. I feel like O-line, yet again, very much like Madden 19, does not meet a whole lot in the whole sim. Disley's up to an 80. Chris Carson's almost a 90. Lockett's almost a 90. Russell Wilson's phenomenal. I want to see DK Metcalf maybe get a scenario. That'd be pretty cool because more of the not I have seen in rebuilds DK be a superstar, if not a superstar X Factor. So hopefully we get that luck bestowed upon us. Defensively, not a whole lot of changes here. Jaron Reed, we got Jadeveon Clowney, LJ Collier at defensive end. Nazir Jones in there. Shaquille Griffin is 84. Trey Flowers is an 81. We brought in Worley and Cravon LeBronc as depth. Marquise Blair's a 72. Tedrick Thompson's a 78. Shaquem's up to a 79. Bobby Wagner still a 99. And we have Cody Barton 72. But Ben Burr, maybe we'll make him our starting left outside linebacker. Will he be a 75? Is that a 3-point upgrade? Is that just lots of depth? Are we gonna flex our depth at linebacker? Okay, there we go. Let's get another Super Bowl. Get Super Bowl 2 of 2. Coming up from the bye in year 2, 5-3. That's not too shabby of a spot to beat. Real competitive NFC West. But the fact that we're going with the young offensive line and we're still playing very well. I just feel good about this rebuild. So we got Chris Carson, best running back I've ever played with in Madden 20. I want to get him locked up. Shaquille Griffin is our best corner. We'll toss him a 4-year deal. He takes that. It's a beautiful thing. All these guys taking their money. Tedrick Thompson, thank you, man. Straight up beyond that, Poona Ford's solid depth, 1 year. Well, we bumped it up to 2-year. Knock it down just a little bit. You take a 2-year 6. Hey, thank you. Other than that, we're good, man. Still got a lot of money to spend on free agents that do not want to come to us in the offseason. End of year 2, first round bye. Some crazy things happened this season. But we got the NFC West title. So we got 2 superstar playmakers on the offense, 2 changes. DK Metcalf finally got his. The craziest one was David Moore got 2 scenarios throughout the year. We only got, I think we got 4 throughout the whole season, which was huge considering last year we only got 1, which I think was Will Dissly, maybe? I can't even remember. No, last year, who was our one that we got? Griffin. This year we got Ben Burr-Kirvin, got one like week 2, and then we got 2 on offense, 2 for DJ Moore and 1 for DK Metcalf. So, hey, we'll take that. Our offensive line that we gambled with, it is now looking very good, and they're all on the right side of 25. So while it looked a little weird to like the bench Britt and DJ Fluker, it looks to be paying immediate dividends with these guys' development and the chemistry that they've been able to get. Looking at the stats, let's see what our boy Jadeveon was able to do. So Russell Wilson, 3,500 yards, 31 touchdowns, 7 picks, 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns. Carson, 650 and 10. We got 350 and 5 from Russell Wilson, best rushing attack in the league. David Moore, almost 800 yards and 11 touchdowns. Lockett, 740, only 1. DK Metcalf, 730 and 4. Will Dissly caught 8 touchdowns. Defensively, Ben Burr-Kirven, 135 tackles, 8 TFLs, 2 sacks. Bobby Wags, 131 tackles, 7 TFLs, 2.5 sacks, 3 picks, 12.5 sacks, 20 TFLs from Jadeveon Clowney. That is ridiculous. 5 picks, Shaquille Griffin, 4 for Tedrick Thompson. Picks look great. Defense, who needs the Legion of Boom? Whatever we built now is the new, basis for this Seahawks team. Herbert won MVP, with Russell Wilson coming in at 5. Coach of the Year, Pete Carroll was the runner-up. Offensive Player of the Year went to Justin Herbert. Russell Wilson at 3. Defensive Player of the Year went to Khalil Mack with Bobby Wagner at 4. Clowney at 7. Curvin at 9. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Justin Herbert. Name. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Anfernee Jennings. We only went O-line, so that's probably why. QB Herbert. Running back. Oh, we didn't get any individual award winners, so maybe the scenarios were enough dev trade boost for this Seahawks squad as we look to defend our Super Bowl title. And all starts with the battle of the NFC West. Kyler Murray comes to town. I feel confident. I feel dangerous, to quote Baker Mayfield. This Super Bowl run is never gonna end. I don't think the Cardinals are a better team right now than the Seattle Seahawks. Let's get this young offensive line rolling. Let's pound the rock. Let's let Carson and Rashad Penny do the damn thing. Let's let this defense, let's let Clowney pin his ears back and get after Kyler Murray. Those are your keys to success for the Seattle Seahawks here. So as we go into the second half, down 4, kick the field goal, down 1. We have the ball. Our defense is playing very well. We get a touchdown. There's a turnover in the red zone. We punish them. It's going to be a close game here in the fourth quarter. We can get some points here. That'd be massive. A touchdown would be a thing of beauty. Oh, God. Let's go, Russell Wilson. He's dangerous. That's his Twitter. And I can't be the only person that ever saw and just thought it was dang Russ. That's what I thought when I saw his first Twitter. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But anyway, Chris Carson went off 136 rushing yards on the day as the Seahawks are moving on to we're going to the championship already? Oh, baby. Let's go. Conference championship time against the Saints. I feel like we beat them last year here. My memory is dog, you know what, right now, because it is my birthday. So we've been having a good time behind the scenes while I'm recording this. We're jumping out to a lead. Maybe this is gonna be the team that we just dominate. I assume that their quarterback is Jacoby Brissett because I did see him on the MVP list. I will not be losing to a Jacoby Brissett. Sam, I am. So we are tied 17 apiece going into the second half. Both of these teams fairly matched evenly. Oh, there they go. Saints start to pull ahead here just a little bit. Looked like there was a turnover from the Seahawks. 4th down. We go for it. We move the chains. A field goal. Okay, we're down 8 points. A touchdown, 2-point conversion. We definitely have that. Oh, and there's a turnover. And there was a turnover. Okay, 99-yard drive. We'll come in for one play. I'm going to throw one bomb to DK Metcalf. That's exactly what this situation calls for. Let's go X under. Where's DK? He's B. He's in the slot. I don't think there's a whole lot of success when you go to the slot wide receiver on streaks. We have to throw it quick. Oh, God damn. Oh, Russell Wilson, 3 picks on the day. Oh, I'm sorry. That is not good enough in a championship game. I know you won the Super Bowl last year, but 3 picks? 3 picks, Russell? Come on. So taking a look here at the draft as we go into year 3, the 2021 draft. First round, we got Fedarian Mathis, D tackle from Alabama. I think we got him in the Colts realistic rebuild. We've used him before, just once, but we needed another D tackle to come in and pair with Jaron Reed. Might as well get another Alabama prospect. Very good looking D tackle. Second round, he slipped out of the first round. Might as well have a successor growing and being groomed under Russell Wilson. And the best available guy slipping out of the first round was JT Daniels from USC. We know the history of USC quarterbacks not really panning out in the National Football League, but JT Daniels not being, it feels like most USC quarterbacks get thrown to the wolves sooner than later. Like we saw that with Mark Sanchez, Carson Palmer, Darnold. A guy like JT Daniels, he's literally going to be able to sit until we might not never need him, but I will take a 70 hidden dev rookie. Beyond that, we got Matthew Jones, center, Ohio State. We got Puka Williams, who's becoming a very popular pick in our rebuilds. Always is chilling like day 3, 68 with a hidden dev trait. Gives us some options in case, for example, Rashad Penny becomes a little bit difficult in contract negotiations. We got Randy Moss's kid, Thaddeus Moss, tight end from LSU, Forsyth, and Maurice Washington rounding out the draft. Solid draft, but we got 2 players in Daniels and Mathis that could be very interesting a couple years down the line. So changes his team as we try to make it 3 straight NFC Championship games. Russell Wilson is just fine. He's just fine. You know, just fine. I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it at all. We add in JT Daniels sitting behind Nick Mullins, but we have a healthy quarterback room. Rashad Penny's into the 90s. Tyler Lockett should get into the 90s, as should DK Metcalf in this rebuild. We got David Moore. How far is he going to go with that superstar dev trait? Offensive line would be a thing of beauty if we can get, 4 out of 5 into superstar. Where is Lemieux? Okay, there's Lemieux. All right, that's what I'm looking at. Disley's all right at 83. Defensively, Clowney, superstar, X Factor. That must have just came in the offseason because I sure as hell did not see that pop up. There we go. We're in Super Bowl week. X Factor in Clowney. That is awesome. He's a run stopper. He didn't get unstoppable force, but it should be good in the sim. Griffin is on his way to becoming a 90 type playmaker. Bobby Wagner is starting to see some regression. So, what we'll do here is put Fedarian Mathis as going with the young guys on the offensive line panned out. Let's go with the young guys on the defensive line. Our linebacking core is looking healthy. Would be nice to get, at least at some point this season, a dev trait to one of Flowers, Blair, or Thompson. That will just help out the secondary just a little bit, but I'm very confident we can make it 3 straight divisional titles, 3 straight championship games here with the Seahawks. Coming out from the bye here in year 3, we're 7-1. Very, very solid start to the season. Already walking away with the NFC West. Boy, what a difficult rebuild this has turned itself out to be. Looking at contracts, and the salary has been awesome. We haven't had to worry or struggle about retaining a single person. Lockett, got him locked down. Michael Dixon, get him locked down. Jaron Reed, he's getting up there in age a little bit. Hasn't developed as much as I would like. Still want to get that locked down. Will Disley at tight end. Kind of surprising that he's developed a little bit. 84 overall. Did not see that coming. We'll make sure we come back to the table with him. Trey Flowers has been a very solid corner for us. We'll make sure we can get him locked down. We want Shaquem Griffin. We'll prioritize him at outside linebacker. Oof. Okay, now they're starting to get a little greedy. Rashad Penny has been a very healthy 2-back. Oh my God, all these guys want to get paid more money. We'll come back to the table with all of them. Hopefully, none of them are going to be assholes about it. It's my birthday. Don't be assholes, guys. All right, listen, you guys know me. Look at it, just upgrading our players here. Development was outstanding. I will say we're going to have to franchise tag Shaquem Griffin. He did not want a deal, but we went 15-1. I'm never going to cheese. Look, there's just a proof. I never force. You get enough entertainment as it is. This team is insane. That is 15-1 went away from a perfect year. Who did we lose to, by the way? Who was the one team that was able to knock out the Rams week 3? And they actually kind of smoked us a little bit. Okay. Why? How'd we go 15-1? Oh, Russell Wilson, phenomenal. 3,500 yards, 40 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. We got 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns. Carson, 570 and 5 from Penny, 530 and 8. Oh, fixing the QB scrambling. It feels so good. Russell Wilson, 48 touchdowns. He got to be MVP. He has got to be MVP. David Moore, ladies and gentlemen, 71 catches, 1,000 yards, 18 touchdowns. Here I thought it was going to be DK Metcalf being the freak of nature. No, it's David Moore. Tyler Lockett, good year. Disley, fine. Metcalf, fine. Tyrone Swoops, the former Texas quarterback, catching 5 touchdowns. Defensively, Curvin and Bobby Wagner were making tackles all over the field. 10 sacks, 16 TFLs from Clowney. 3 picks for Flowers, 3 picks for Blair. Give Russell Wilson the MVP. There we go. Russell Wilson, MV. Has he ever won the MVP before? I feel like he won it at least once. I could be wrong, though. That could be his first MVP. Coach of the Year, Pete Carroll. Thank you. In the NFC Offensive Player of the Year went to Russell Wilson. Defensive Player of the Year went to Khalil Mack. We had Burke Curvin coming in number 10. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to CJ Verdell. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Patrick Surtain. Fedarian Mathis coming in at number 6. Best QB, Russell Wilson. Running back, David Moore. Best wide receiver. We might have David Moore legitimately be our superstar X Factor before DK Metcalf, or even DK Metcalf might never reach that level. So that's definitely interesting for sure as we go to find out who we're taking on in the divisional round. And I'm sure it's going to be our... Seems like every year we take on someone from our own team. But there we go. The rematch. 11-5 Cardinals. Except this year, we're way better. Man, who would have thought putting Clowney on the Seahawks would make them an unstoppable force, huh? So let's go. We're 15-1, taking on the Cardinals. It's always nice, in a way, to take on your divisional rival because then you truly know who the best team is in the division. But they knocked us out last year, so it's a little bit of a revenge as we're losing somehow. Don't lose. Clearly, that's not what should happen. Down 3 in the third quarter. We should be able to get a touchdown here. No, we tied up at 20 apiece. Fourth quarter, the game is all on the line. Arizona starts things off by getting a touchdown. Then we remind everyone that we're 15-1 and clearly should be able to win this game. And we also remind everyone we also are playing a garbage Madden and we lost because we were 15-1. And hate ya. Hey, whoever worked on the Super Sim, if you're watching, I know people from Madden watch my videos every now and again. If you worked on Super Sim, quit. You did not do a good job. Did not do a good job. As expected, before we jump into the offseason, we have Mr. David Moore, who got a Superstar X Factor. You can see up there by the little Michigan State looking logo. Shout out to Parent Crow. Double me. So I guess what we could do now, I think he got this because he was our slot wide receiver. He was in the slot. We're gonna put DK Metcalf in the slot and see if he can get Superstar X Factor as well, so that our wide receiver core is just we can go 15-1 again, maybe even 16-0, and then get bumped one and done in the playoffs. So looking at our draft as we get ready for year 4, we desperately only need really one guy. We needed a defensive end. The best end on our board was Justin Foster from Clemson, 69 overall with a hidden dev trade, which is definitely going to help us out just a little bit. I don't know when he's going to be able to make an impact, but really we need someone to come, hopefully, beat out LJ Collier because he's done nothing. We got Tyreek Stevenson, corner out of Georgia in the second round. Charlie Kolar, tight end from Iowa State, 68 overall, and a hidden dev trait. There we go. Jake Smith, wide receiver from Texas. We got Horn, Truss, and Jones finishing out the draft. But hey, 2 hidden dev trait playmakers. I'll take that. I'll take that every time of the year. So as we go from year 4, our team is a powerhouse. Don't get it twisted. Our team is an absolute powerhouse. How do I get out of this? What the? Hate this menu. Hate this menu so much. So even though we were 1 and done, we still were 15-0. Russell Wilson, reigning MVP. We got DK Metcalf as our top dog. Lockett has struggled a little bit to break into the 90s. David Moore is a superstar X Factor because of course he is. We definitely want DK to get superstar. I move actually DK as our starting slot wide receiver. Offensive line is coming along. Everyone is above an 80 overall, which I don't think you'd ever see for the Seahawks in real life. On the defensive side of the ball, we got our X Factor in Clowney. Wagner's good. Ben Burr-Kirvin's up to a superstar. Don't know. He must have got that Super Bowl week. Cool. I'll take that. We got Shaquem Griffin playing off the tag. Blair earned a star dev trait last season. He was actually the only scenario guy that triggered, which was, it's fine. It's fine. Defense is still really good. We are seeing some regression in Bobby Wagner. Actually, a little bit of, I think Russell had a 1 point. I think it was a 97 last season. I can't recall for 100%, but this team is stacked. We should go on another run here this season, see if we can make it 4 at minimum for NFC West titles. Week 9 of year 4, and we are sitting 4-2-1, which is first in the division. Cardinals are staying there strong. They've been a thorn in our side. Looking at contracts, we got big DK Metcalf, 161 mil. Absolutely, sir. Here's your 4-year deal. David Moore, the shock, the surprise, maybe more so than Clowney ending up a member of the Seahawks. David Moore being a god in our sim. We got Ben Burr-Kirvin. He's been very good. We'll get him locked up. Shaquem Griffin playing on the tag. Do you want a long-term extension, good sir? You want a little bit better salary? We might be able to make that work. Tedrick Thompson wants a 2-year deal. We got him locked up. Phil Haynes starting left guard. We can get him almost locked up. Blair at safety. Can we get you locked up? You want it? There we go. All right, so in terms of contracts, we definitely want Phil Haynes to get a new one. And Shaquem Griffin to get a new one. And then we'll have no money to spend in free agency, but we've done the job. We have built this team. We've used what the Seahawks had starting out, And we've made it work and turned it into, at least on paper, probably the best team in the game. Tell me that's not the ugliest record you've seen make the playoffs. 7-8-1, and it's another NFC West title. Okay, the tiebreaker comes in for the Seahawks. Russell Wilson, down year for sure. 3,900 passing yards, 25 touchdowns, 12 picks. Run game was on point yet again. Chris Carson, well, at least from this rebuild, maintains. He's the number one running back that I've used in this game. Receiving, DK Metcalf in the slot, almost 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns. Lockett was fine. Moore was fine. Defensively, Wagner and Curvin making tackles all over the field. 8 sacks from Clowney, 13 TFLs. Defense dropped off a lot this season. Don't know why that happened. Yearly awards, Josh Allen. Josh Allen's your MVP. Kamara, let's see. I don't think we're going to have anyone make any of these awards, which we did not. Josh Allen's your MVP, and 6-8-1 wins the division. I mean, I'm not going to complain, and we play it feels like we play the Saints and the Cardinals every other year. So why not? Let's see if we can go on this improbable run and win Super Bowl II of the Seahawks rebuild. Okay, Saints ain't shit. Saints ain't shit. I think we're 2-0 against them. I feel like we've beat them twice. Maybe not. No. We're 1-1. They knocked us out 2 years ago, I think. So we're playing pretty well. 14-7 lead. We have that dangerous, horrible record in going into the Super Sim, which for whatever reason always seems to work out. So of course, the year that we go 7-8-1, we're going to play better in the Sim than we did the year we went 15-1. Madden is a crazy thing, and we might not win. We might not win this game, but luckily we're able to hold on in a shootout. 42-35. Jacoby Brissett is a sim god, but Russell Wilson, 3 touchdowns. That veteran presence, enough to see the Seahawks into the NFC divisional round. And in the divisional round, we got the 10-win Panthers. Yeah, I'm not worried. Yeah, not worried at all. 14-0 lead in the first quarter. We are just smothering them, suffocating them. Don't take our foot off the throats. Let's make this the run. Let's make the 7-8-1 Seahawks Super Bowl champs. You know, I feel like that would be the most fitting. We are stomping them 31-7 here in the third quarter. I assume Cam Newton's still their quarterback. Good to know that he's not great in the sim, because the Panthers are a team now that they've kind of fixed the mobile quarterbacks in sim that we need to get to rebuilding sooner than later. And I'm not impressed. Like George St. Pierre, I'm not impressed with your performance, Mr. Cam Newton, as we ran the ball well. How did we get 38 points with Russell Wilson not throwing a touchdown? That's kind of what I want to see. Oh, 5 touchdowns running the ball. That will do it. That will do it. Let's get into the NFC Championship game. Doesn't matter who I am. Doesn't matter where I'm at. Anytime we take on the Dallas Cowboys, I want to smoke them. I absolutely want to smoke them. I know a lot of people like to complain about the Cowboys rating guy, all this stuff. It just makes beating the Cowboys that much better, because you know they're designed to win in Madden. So let's go. Jumping up to a 7-0 lead. Our defense is playing very, very well. I feel like Seattle's one of those teams that Dallas has trouble beating. Seattle, just generally speaking, they handle the NFC East fairly well. NFC East teams do not travel well, but we're not playing particularly great. We started out hot, and we have sizzled. We have sizzled and fizzled. Sounding like a Snoop Dogg rap song from the 80s and 90s. White people trying to talk about rap. We sizzle, fizzled, and shizzled ourselves out in the first half. Maybe not. No. And we're not gonna dwell on it, because it's the Dallas Cowboys and the Cowboys suck. Let's go to year 5. So for our final draft, I mean, you might have noticed, after the Jack Conklin business, year 1, I just despise. We're not signing free agents. I'm just quite simply not signing free agents. We're going to year 5, so we pretty much just need to look for depth. We got a couple good picks here, though. We got Jason Jones from Alabama in the 4th round. He's just a normal. Ethan West, sure, middle linebacker. He's supposed to be from North Carolina. Don't know why it doesn't say he's not from North Carolina. He's a burner. Major Burns, awesome name from LSU. I'm not gonna lie, mostly drafted him for his name. And then we got Katan Crawford, corner from Texas, 68 overall. Just adding some depth. We had a little bit thin in the cornerback room. But none of these guys are going to be expected to make much of an impact. They're just role players as we go for year 5, trying to get our second Super Bowl. Year 5, this is it. Proof of what we've built. 91 overall, 97 offense, 89 defense. Look at how the offense is shaken up. Metcalf's 94, David Moore 88 superstar. Lockett's 87, Carson's a 91, Penny's an 84, Russell Wilson's superstar 95. X Factor offensive line, very good. Van Lanen, the Wisconsin product, almost into the 90s. It's a thing of beauty. That O-line is nasty. Bunch of big-time maulers on the defensive side. Bobby Wagner still holding on, but Ben Burke-Kirven has become the leader of that group, at least the most talented playmaker. Clowney, 98. We cool if we can get him up to a 99 X Factor, which we should be able to do. Foster is going to be our starting defensive end. We're going with a little bit of youth here with Fedarian Mathis and Justin Foster. Secondary, no one below an 80 overall. So again, man, top to bottom, no real weaknesses on this squad. And I firmly expect to make it 5 out of 5 for NFC West titles. I knew it was going to happen. This is a beautiful moment. Jadeveon Clowney. We're not going to go scheme fit because we want to give him his gold cleats. For what reason, I don't know. Like, if you guys have seen it, like, they don't have the 99 gloves anymore. Maybe they just kept it as is for the shoes. But with, Clowney getting the 99, we're always going to do this. Congrats. You're the reason why we did the Seahawks. You've been really good on the defensive side of the ball. Cheers to you. Let's win a Super Bowl. A first round bye, 5 NFC West titles, 11-5. The rest of the division wasn't that great. Nice to see the Cardinals suck because they've been annoying. Looking at how well we played, Russell Wilson back up after a down season last year, 3,600 yards, 32 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. The run game dipped just in a little bit in production. Chris Carson still going over 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns for Rashad Penny. On the receiving standpoint, no standout wide receiver, but a healthy unit. Bobby Wagner, 121 tackles, 4.5 sacks, 8 TFLs, 3 picks. We got 9 sacks, 18 TFLs for Jadeveon Clowney. No real standout playmakers, though, here for the Seahawks. MVP went to Marcus Mariota. Russell Wilson coming in at number 9. Coach of the Year went to Freddie Kitchens. I don't think we're going to have anyone show up in any of these. Bobby Wagner got best linebacker. Cool to see that up there in his old age. But it was the team success that was huge as we look to win our second Super Bowl, and it all starts hosting the 10-4-2 Minnesota Vikings. Okay, it's in the snow. I don't know how much snow Seattle gets. I assume Seattle gets snow, right? So maybe we're not going to be completely out of our element. I mean, the last time these guys, we don't have Blair Walsh on our team, for the memes. Last time these two teams played, Blair Walshed everything. So, yeah. Let's see what happens. 10-0 for Seattle. We're playing well. Our defense is shut out the Minnesota Vikings. I assume they still have Kirk Cousins as quarterback. So, I mean, that should be enough confidence to just say, yeah, we're pretty much booking our ticket ahead of the NFC Championship game. But they're keeping it close here in the fourth. We're not pulling away with it. But too little, too late for the Minnesota Vikings. We were just suffocating them on the defensive side of the ball. 282 yards. They had Jake Fromm as their quarterback. Okay. Still wasn't good enough. Surprise, surprise. Jake Fromm was pretty much like Kirk Cousins anyways. Couldn't get the job done. Seattle moving on to the next round. So it's the Carolina Panthers that stand in our way of getting to a second Super Bowl. A team that we've had some pretty good luck against, but they were able to get an opening drive touchdown. We could equalize it and get the go-ahead touchdown right there. 10-7 field goal buffer. Now we're tied up at 10 apiece. It looks like this might be a different Carolina Panther team. Cam Newton heard my chirps, and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna smoke you this year." Oh, come on, let's go. Let's make this a 7-point deficit. We can have this nice fourth quarter comeback. We have the better quarterback in Russell Wilson, down 10. Come in on fourth down, might as well, right? Fourth and a mile. We'll go 4 verts. Where's DK? Do I just chuck it at the DK Metcalf? Probably. Oh my God. Did we even have anyone blocking that guy coming out the end? Like, I had to throw that or else we're getting sacked. My God, man. Well, I mean, we won. It's not a failure of a rebuild. We won the Super Bowl year 1. Said we could cook our feet up. We didn't have any pressure. All the pressure was gone. It would have been nice to win another one, or at least play in another Super Bowl. But we were dominant. We had 15-1 season. We won a Super Bowl. Clowney was a beast. Best defensive player on our squad. Saw some ups and some downs. We saw some ups and some downs. Some inconsistencies with the Madden sim. I don't know if it was the last patch, but it feels like the last couple times I've been hopping on Madden, it's felt weird. Didn't feel the same as launch. I don't know. But I can't really complain because it's another rebuild that gets to go in the successful bin that we didn't fail, we didn't suck at. Like I said, I had some frustrations because today's the old B-Day. I don't want to keep bringing it up to try to get you guilt you guys and giving 3,000 likes on this video. But I recorded the Eagles rebuild last night, and it was horrible. The most frustrating rebuild I've done that I can really remember at the top of my head. Luckily, I don't get to upload that. I get to retry it eventually down the line with the Eagles, and we get the Seahawks, and it worked out. So we're further ahead. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for spending my birthday watching my content and continuing to support the channel. As always, your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. I assume there's going to be a lot of Seahawks fans here that are just hyped that they absolutely fleeced the Houston Texans to get Jadeveon Clowney. Here was him at his best, becoming a superstar X Factor, big-time playmaker. But that does it for me today, guys. I think tomorrow, I'm not re-recording it tonight because it's my birthday, but I'll probably get up early Sunday morning. And we'll have Raiders episode, the beginning of the Trevor Lawrence era. So make sure you guys tune into that. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.
Money I'm spending, I'm out and I'm shopping. You talking that shit, well you talking to talking. Look at my options, look at me dropping. Ass in the game, like who are you stopping? Not me, not me, not never. Not me, not me, not never. Not me, not me, not never. I'm way too clever. Look at the kid, Mr.